upang matugunan ang mga kinakaharap na pagsubok ng mga guro at mag-aaral sa gitna ng kasalukuyang pandemya. Nagsanib tulong sina Congressman Charlie Cojuangco ng unang distrito ng Tarlac, DEPED Region 3 Regional Director Dr. May B. Eclar at Tarlac Schools Division Superintendent Dr. Ronaldo Pozon para sa isang napapanahong proyekto na tinaguriang Project Shine, Aral TarlakHenyo. Ang mga mag-aaral ng Grade 4 at Grade 5, ganon din ang Grades 8 and 9 sa buong probinsya ng Tarlac, kasalukuyang sumasailalim sa radio-based instruction. Katuwang ang himpilang DZTZ 828 kHz AM at RTV Tarlac, Channel 26.
Ang Tarlac po nangunguna po ngayon pagdating po sa radio-based instruction. Marami pong humahanga sa atin. I'm very happy this station, itong DCTC, could reach the whole of Region 3. Hindi natin alam. We are contributing. We are creating a very big dent in the history of Philippine education. And I am proud. I am here in Tarlac. This is the noble cause of education in which you and I, without you knowing it, we are bound to do.
Project natin na Project Shine is a natural consequence dahil sa nangyari sa buong mundo. Let's continue to work together. I think it's very Filipino to practice bayanihan in anything or most of the things that we do. And this is a manifestation of that. No? We have private sector, we have DEPED, we have local government, all working together. And I hope the parents of some of these children, especially the parents that did not graduate from school or hindi nakapag-aral nung sila ay bata, sana naman gamitin na nila itong opportunity na mag-schooling na rin sila kasama ng mga anak nila para mag-bonding pati ang mga magulang sa mga bata. I look at this as doing God's work. Diba? So if you do God's work, it feels right. It's righteous. It's for good, not for evil.
Good morning and happy learning, grade 4. Welcome to
Aral TarlakHenyo here on RTV Tarlac, Channel 26.
Simulcast over DZTZ 828, Radio Filipino Tarlac.
I am Teacher Mercy Pacheco Bognot.
This is Alistair Aidatu.
I am Marie Josephine B. Andrade.
I am Teacher Princess Marie M. Dueñas, and I will be your teacher broadcaster for today.
Project Shine, Aral TarlakHenyo ng SDO Tarlac Province na kasalukuyang napapanood dito sa RTV Tarlac, Channel 26 at Converge Cable, Channel 100 at sa bayang napapakinggan sa 828 AM, DZTC, Radyo Filipino Tarlac. Magandang buhay, mabuting tao! Kumusta na kayo? Mga giliw naming tagapakinig, ang aking pagbati at paghanga sa inyong pagpapahalaga sa edukasyon at pagpupursiging matapos ito nang nagtatagumpay sa kabila ng hamon ng pandemya. Ako ang inyong guro sa edukasyon sa pagpapakatao sa ikalimang baitang, Binibining Mary Lou S. Santos, na sumasayang papawid mula sa Kapas Tarlac, na sasamahan at gagabayan ka sa Most Essential Learning Competencies na nakapagpapakita ng tunay na pagmamahal sa kapwa, katulad ng pagkalinga at pagtulong sa kapwa. Natitiyak kong kayo ay handang-handa na sa ating bagong aralin. Mga anak, kayo ay inaasahang magiging alerto at alisto sa anumang impormasyong magbibigay ng inspirasyon, pag-asa at aral sa buhay na huhubog sa inyo sa pagiging mabuting tao. Mga anak, nais kong balikan ang ating nakaraang aralin. Naaalala niyo pa ba ito? Ang kasagutan ni Gabriel Carrion ay tungkol sa pakikiisa sa pagdarasal para sa kabutihan ng lahat. Kung ang inyong sagot ay katulad ng kasagutan ni Gabriel, pagbati at paghanga sa inyong lahat. Mga anak, ako ay naghanda ng isang gawain tungkol sa ating nakaraang aralin. Sa mga pangungusap na inyong mapapakinggan o mababasa, sabihin or sagutin ang tama kung ito ay nagpapakita ng pakikiisa sa pagdarasal para sa kabutihan ng lahat at hindi naman kung hindi. Sa mga mag-aaral na nakasubaybay sa Facebook Live ng RTV Tarlac Channel 26 ay maaari ninyong gamitin ang comment section para sa inyong mga sagot. Narito ang unang katanungan. Laging magpasalamat sa Diyos sa lahat ng mga biyayang ipinagkakaloob niya sa araw-araw. Ito ba ay tama o mali? Ang kasagutan ni Justin ay tama. Kung kayo ay may kaparehong sagot, kayo ay tunay na mahuhusay. Tama yun mga anak. Huwag kakalimutang magpasalamat sa Panginoon sa araw-araw sa mga biyayang ating natatanggap. Dalawa, ipagdasal hindi lamang ang sariling kaligtasan, kundi maging ang kaligtasan at kalagayan ng ating kapwa. Kung ang inyong sagot ay tama, tanggapin nyo ang mga salitang magagaling at mahuhusay sapagkat tama ang inyong sagot. At ikatlo, igalang lamang ang mga taong may kaparehong relihiyon. Ang kasagutan ni John Michael ay mali. Mali din ba ang inyong sagot? Kung ganon, ang kasagutan ninyo ay tama. Mga anak, laging tatandaan na dapat igalang ang relihiyon at pananampalataya ng ating kapwa kahit ito ay iba sa ating sariling paniniwala. Sa umagang ito ay atin namang aaralin ang mga pamamaraan ng pagpapakita ng pagtulong at pagkalinga sa ating kapwa. Simulan natin ang araling ito sa pamamagitan ng pagbasa ng isang tula. Ito ay pinamagatang Ang Kaibigan Kong si Javier na sinulat ni Mariel Catherine D.G. Tesoro. Umpisahan ko na mga anak, makinig ng mabuti. Si Javier ay maaasahan, kaya siya ay hinahangaan. Palaging inuuna ang pangangailangan ng iba. Bilang pinuno, nangunguna sa pagpapakita ng magandang ehemplo sa mga kaeskwela. Sa oras ng kagipitan, si Javier ay nariyan. Siya'y tunay na mapagkakatiwalaan. Hindi na mamili ng tutulungan. Mabilis na tumatalima sa mga nangangailangan, nakikinig sa api at para sa lahat ay kaibigan. Isang araw ay may kamag-aral na nawalan ng pera. Itinigil niya ang pagkain at dagling nag-abala, walang tigil na naghanap sa nawalang pera. Kinalimutan ng gutom at inuna ang iba. Alam niyang mas mahalaga ang makatulong muna. Habang may klase, isang kamag-aral ay nanghihina. Dali-dali siyang tumayo at kalagayan niya ay kinumusta. Nagpaalam sa guro na kamag-aral ay dadalhin sa klinika. Sinamahan niya ito at isinakripisyo ang oras niya. Ipinagdasal pa ang kamag-aral upang ito'y gumaling na. Matematika ay paborito ni Javier na asignatura. Natatapos siya ng maaga sa lahat ng gawain at takda. Nang mapansin ang kamag-aral na halos maluha na, nahihirapan daw ito sa leksyon at paksa. Di siya nagdalawang isip na turuan ito sa halip na magpahinga. Nagtataguyod ng kapayapaan at walang kinikilingan. Si Javier ay namamagitan sa mga kamag-aral na may alitan. Pinagbabati at pinagkakasundo niya sila. Kahit na ang mga mahiyain ay kinakaibigan niya. Sinisugurong sila'y di nalulumbay at di nag-iisa. Ang bansa'y hinagupit ng matinding kalamidad. Humingi si Javier ng donasyon para sa mga nasalanta. Sa paghihikayat at paglulunsad ng proyekto ay siya ay nangunguna. Masipag na nanganap ng mga donasyon para sa mga nasalanta. Mga kamag-aral ay nakipagtulungan at kanilang nakayanan ay dinala. Si Javier ay magandang halimbawang dapat tularan. Nagpapakita ng lubos na pagmamahal, pagmamalasakit at pagkakawang gawa sa kanino man. Inuunang iba kaysa sa pansariling kaunlaran. Naglilingkod sa abot ng makakaya at nangangalaga sa mga nangangailangan upang ang lahat ay magpakita ng kalinga sa kapwa. Isinusulong ang pagkakaibigan. Mga anak, may mga inihanda akong tanong tungkol sa tulang inyong napakinggan. Narito ang unang tanong. Mga anak, dapat bang tularan si Javier? Oo o hindi? Kung ang inyong sagot ay oo, ay tama ang inyong napiling sagot. Dapat tularan si Javier sapagkat siya ay huwarang batang Pilipino. Bakit dapat tularan si Javier? Nabasa ko ang sagot ni Nicole. Ang sabi niya, dapat tularan si Javier dahil siya ay maasahan at matulungin sa mga kamag-aral at kaibigan. Nicole, binabati kita pagkat tama ang iyong sagot. Si Javier ay tunay ngang dapat tularan sapagkat siya ay laging maasahan ng kanyang mga kamag-aral at kaibigan. Tinutulungan niya ang mga ito sa oras ng pangangailangan. Halimbawa, kapag nahihirapan ng kanyang mga kamag-aral sa leksyon, ay tinuturuan niya ang mga ito. May kasagutan din si Mariel sa FB Live ng RTV Tarlac, Channel 26. Ang sabi niya, dapat tularan si Javier dahil siya ay mapagmahal sa kapwa. Tama ang kasagutan ni Mariel. Isa din sa mga katangian ni Javier ay siya ay mapagmahal sa kanyang kapwa. Mga anak, naway kayo'y maging katulad ni Javier na maasahan, matalunin, mapagmahal, mapagmalasakit at mapagkawang gawa. Gawin ninyo siyang ehemplo upang kayo din ay maging huwarang batang Pilipino. Sa mga mahalagang turo at kautusan ng Panginoon ay ang pagmamahal sa ating kapwa. Ang pagmamahal na ito ay may papakita sa pamamagitan ng pagkalinga at pagtulong sa ating kapwa. Paano nga ba may papakita ang pagtulong at pagkalinga sa ating kapwa? Mga anak, sa paggawa nito ay dapat ninyong tandaan ang kahulugan ng tulong at kalinga. Mauna tayo sa kahulugan ng tulong. Ang ibig sabihin ng T ay tumulong sa kapwa nang walang hinihintay na kapalit. Ang pagtulong sa ating kapwa sa anumang pamamaraan ay dapat magmula sa kaibuturan ng ating puso. Kung ikaw ay may hinihinging kapalit sa pagtulong, ito ay hindi tunay na pagtulong. Ito ay pagiging makasarili. Ano naman kaya ang ibig sabihin ng T? Kayo ba ay may idea? Okay, so ang ibig sabihin ng T ay ugaliin ang pagbabahagi ng mga biyaya sa mga nangangailangan. Mga anak, huwag mag-atubiling ibahagi ang inyong mga sobrang pagkain, pera, damit at iba pa sa mga taong nangangailangan. Halimbawa, magbigay ng limos sa mga pulubing nakikita sa lansangan. Sabi nga ng isang kasabihan, sharing is caring. Ang L naman ay nangangahulugang lumahok sa mga programa at proyekto na naglalayong tumulong sa kapwa. Isang magandang hakbang din ang pakikilahok sa mga programa at proyekto na naglalayong makatulong sa ating kapwa, kagaya na lamang ng mga feeding program, outreach program, gift-giving program, tutorial program, at iba pa. Mga anak, huwag din kakalimutang oras at panahon ay ibahagi sa pagtulong sa kapwa. Halimbawa, maglaan ng oras sa pagtulong sa pagkolekta ng mga donasyon na ibibigay sa mga nasalanta ng bagyo. O kaya naman ay tumulong sa pagre-repack ng mga relief goods. Maigi din na nanghihikayat na tumugon sa pangangailangan ng kapwa sa kinabibilangang pamayanan. Bukod sa iyong pagtulong sa kapwa, maganda din na manghikayat ng mga kakilala tulad ng inyong mga kapamilya, kabarangay, kaibigan at kamag-aral na magbigay din ng tulong sa mga taong nakakaranas ng kahirapan. Dahil kung mas marami ang mga taong tutulong, ay mas marami ding tao ang matutulungan. Ang ibig sabihin naman ng G ay gamitin ang kakayahan at talento sa pagtulong sa kapwa. Halimbawa, napansin mo na ang kamag-aral mo ay nahihirapan sa inyong mga aralin. Sa mga ganitong sitwasyon ay huwag mag-atubiling turuan ang iyong kamag-aral upang maunawaan din niya ang inyong mga aralin. Narito naman ang ibig sabihin ng salitang kalinga. Ang ibig sabihin ng K ay kusang loob na damayan ng kapwa sa oras ng kalungkutan. Ang pagtulong at pagkalinga sa kapwa ay maaari ding ipakita sa pamamagitan ng pagdamay sa mga oras ng kalungkutan at kahirapan. Halimbawa mga anak, nalaman mo na nagkasakit ang isa sa mga kaibigan mo. Kung hindi man posible na madalaw mo siya sa kanilang tahanan dahil nga sa pandemya, ay maaari mo naman siyang padalhan ng mensahe na nanghihikayat na magpagaling siya agad. Ang A naman ay nangangahulugang alamin o kumustahin ang kalagayan ng kapwa, lalong-lalo na sa oras ng sakuna. Alam naman natin na madalas makaranas ng iba't ibang sakuna sa Pilipinas kagaya ng bagyo, lindol, pagbaha at iba pa. Sakali man na isa sa mga kamag-anak, kakilala o kaibigan mo ang naging biktima ng kalamidad, ay huwag mag-atubiling alamin at kumustahin ang kanilang kalagayan. Ang mga ganitong simpleng aksyon ay paniguradong magbibigay sa kanila ng lakas at pag-asa. Ano kaya ang ibig sabihin ng L? Okay, ang L ay nangangahulugang laging unahin ang paggawa ng kabutihan. Mga anak, itatak sa isipan na ang paggawa ng mabuti sa kapwa ay bunga ng ating pananampalataya at pagmamahal sa Panginoon. Ito ang pinakamataas na antas ng pasasalamat sa mga natatanggap nating kabutihan at biyaya mula sa Panginoon. Siyempre, huwag kakalimutan ipagdasal ang pagbuti ng kalagayan ng kapwa. May papakita din ang pagkalinga sa ating kapwa sa pamamagitan ng pagdarasal para sa kanilang kabutihan, lalong-lalo na sa oras ng pangangailangan at kahirapan. Ang N naman ay nangangahulugang nangunguna sa paglunsad ng mga programa at proyekto para sa kabutihan ng kapwa. Bukod sa pakikilahok sa mga proyekto na naglalayong tumulong sa kapwa, ay maaari ding manguna sa paglulunsad ng mga proyekto na makakatulong sa ating kapwa. Halimbawa, mga anak, sa inyong paaralan ay maaring manguna ka sa pagre-recycle ng mga plastic bottles. Maaari itong gawing parol, bulaklak, at iba pa. At pagkatapos ay ibebenta. Ang lahat ng kikitain sa nasabing proyekto ay ibibigay sa mga nangangailangan. Nakatulong ka na sa kapwa, nakatulong ka pa sa ating kapaligiran. Mga anak, galangin din ang karapatan at paniniwala ng ating kapwa. Tayo man ay iba-iba pagdating sa ating wangis, kaugalian, kakayahan, at paniniwala, ay pare-pareho tayong anak ng Diyos. Ibig sabihin nito, pantay-pantay tayo ng mga karapatan. Ang mga karapatang ito ay dapat igalang at irespeto ng bawat isa sa lahat ng pagkakataon. At ang panghuli, ang A ay nangangahulugang alagaan ang sarili at syempre ang ating kapwa. Kailangan ng bawat isa ng tamang pangangalaga upang masuportahan ang sarili, may sagawa ang mga tungkulin at syempre upang malampasan ang mga pagsubok sa buhay. Huwag din kakalimutang alagaan ang sarili upang tayo ay magkaroon ng sapat na lakas upang maisagawa natin ang pagtulong at pagkalinga sa ating kapwa. Ang sabi nga sa Biblia ay, at huwag nating kaligtaan ang paggawa ng mabuti at ang pagtulong sa kapwa, sapagkat iyan ang alay na kinalulugdan ng Diyos. Lahat ng mabibigat na pasanin sa ating buhay ay gumagaan kung ang bawat mamamayan ay nagtutulungan at nagdadamayan. Mga anak, tandaan ninyo ang mga sumusunod na mahalagang konsepto ng ating aralin sa araw na ito. Una, ang pagpapakita ng pagkalinga at pagtulong sa kapwa ay nagpapakita ng tunay na pagmamahal hindi lamang sa iba, pati na rin sa puong may kapal. Ang ating pagmamahal sa Diyos at pananalig sa Kanya ay lubos na may papakita sa pamamagitan ng pagkalinga at pagtulong sa ating kapwa, lalong-lalo na sa mga lubos na nangangailangan. Dalawang dapat tandaan, ang pagkalinga at pagtulong sa ating kapwa ay isang magandang katangian na dapat nating taglayin. Ito ay daan upang makabuo tayo ng magandang relasyon at samahan sa mga tao nasa paligid natin. Itatak sa inyong kaisipan na kailangan natin ang isa't isa. Kaya nararapat lamang na maging bukas tayo sa pagtulong at pagkalinga sa ating kapwa. Ikatlo, ang pagtulong at pagkalinga sa kapwa ay dapat bukal sa kalooban at walang hinihintay na anumang kapalit. Ang paglalaan ng iyong panahon, oras, lakas, pakikibahagi, pagbibigay ng tulong, at paggawa ng kabutihan sa ating kapwa ay dapat walang hinihintay na anumang kapalit. At ikaapat, bilang bahagi ng lipunan, ang pagtulong natin sa kapwa ay isa sa mga tungkuling dapat nating gampanan. Walang taong nabubuhay para sa sarili lamang, kaya nararapat lamang na pagmalasakitan natin ang bawat isa. Sang talakayan na naman ang malapit nang matapos, ako ay masayang-masaya sa ipinapakita niyong aktibong pakikibahagi sa ating aralin. Ngayong araw, higit palalo ang inyong pagmamahal sa edukasyon. Ipagpatuloy ang kagandahang asal na ito sapagkat ito'y hakbang tungo sa katuparan ng inyong mga pangarap sa hinaharap. Sa puntong ito, ay nais kong malaman kung kayo ba ay may natutunan sa ating aralin. Sa mga mag-aaral na nakatutok sa Facebook Live ng RTV Tarlac Channel 26, ay maaari ninyong gamitin ang comment section para sa inyong mga sagot. At sa mga nakatutok naman or nakikinig sa 8 to 8 a.m. DZTC Radyo Pilipino Tarlac, ay maaari kayong kumuha ng kapirasong papel at ballpen. Piliin lamang sa inyong mga pagpipilian, letter A, B, or C ang tamang sagot. Okay, narito na ang unang tanong. May isang batang namamalimos na kumatok sa inyong bahay. Ano ang gagawin mo? A. Bibigyan ko siya ng pagkain o barya. B. Hindi ko papansinin ang batang namamalimos. Or letter C. Sasabihan ko siya na magtrabaho upang magkaroon siya ng pera. Mga anak, letrang A ba ang inyong sagot? Kung ganon, kayo ay magagaling. Pangalawang tanong. Sinabi sa iyo ng iyong mga magulang na sa darating na Pasko ay kukukup kayo ng pamilya na nasalanta ng kalamidad. Ano ang gagawin mo? A. Hindi ako sasang-ayon sa kagustuhan ng aking mga magulang. B. Mag-iipon ako ng mga gamit na maaring ibigay sa kanila. Or letter C. Tatawag ako sa aking pinsan na kung maaring makitulog sa kanila dahil panigurado, sisikip ang aming bahay. Ang kasagutan ni Eunice ay letrang B. Magkapareho ba kayo ng sagot? Kung ganon, tama ang inyong sagot. Pangatlong tanong, nagpunta kayo sa isang bahay ampunan para makilahok sa isang tutorial program. Sinabi ng batang tinuturuan mo na nahihirapan siya sa aralin. Ano ang iyong gagawin? A. Ibibigay ko na lamang ang mga sagot upang hindi na siya mahirapan. B. Uulitin ko ang pagpapaliwanag sa mga aralin upang maintindihan niya ang mga ito. Or letter C, sasabihin ko sa isang kamag-aral na siya muna ang magturo sa bata sapagkat mabagal siya matuto. Kung ang inyong sagot ay letrang B, tanggapin ang aking pagbati. Binabati ko kayong lahat sapagkat natitiyak ko nakuha ninyo ang mga tamang sagot sa ating pagsusulit. Mula sa akin, tanggapin nyo ang mga salita, magaling at mahusay, mabuting tao. Mga anak, ako ay naghanda ng gawain at refleksyon sa inyong learning activity. Inaasahan ko na inyong sasagutan ang mga ito ng buong sigasig at sa abot ng inyong makakaya. Sakali man na kailanganin ninyo ng patnubay ng inyong mga kapamilya at guro, ay huwag kayong mag-atubiling sila ay tawagan upang kayo ay magabayan ng tama. Isang talakayan na naman ang natapos sa araw na ito. Panalangin ko na anumang konsepto, higit lalo ang mga aral sa buhay na inyong natutunan sa araw na ito ay may sa buhay sa araw-araw. Muli, ako ang inyong guro sa edukasyon sa pagpapakatao sa ika-5 baitang, Binibining Mary Lou S. Santos, na nagpapaalala na piliing maging mabuting tao sa lahat ng panahon at pagkakataon. Hanggang sa muli!
Did you know that children learn more when they initiate an activity and are actively engaged in it? This is your science teacher broadcaster, Princess Diana L. Ronquillo for Aral TarlakHenyo. Let's learn science together on Aral TarlakHenyo. Catch us live every Monday to Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Watch Aral TarlakHenyo on RTV Tarlac, Channel 26, simulcast over Radyo Pilipino, DZTC 828 kHz, and streamed live on FB page and YouTube channel of RTV Tarlac, Channel 26.
Hello there, grade 5 learners. Maya paabag. Naimbag nga bigat. Good morning, learners of Tarlac. Welcome to Aral TarlakHenyo. Here on RTV Tarlac, Channel 26, simulcast over DZTZ 828, Radyo Pilipino Tarlac, and live via Facebook page of RTV Tarlac, Channel 26. Broadcasting live here at Cumilas Elementary School, Municipality of La Paz, Province of Tarlac. This is Ronald M. Pineda, your teacher broadcaster for Science Grade 5. I am happy that we are sharing this moment to explore the fun and exciting world of science. I would like to invite you to join me in a magical learning experience at home. So sit back and relax as we discuss our lesson for today. At this point, I want you to prepare your learning modules and learning activity sheet in Science 5, as well as your pen and notebook so that you may take down some notes to remember as we go along with the lesson. Do you have it now? Great! Make it sure that you are in a comfortable place, far from noise, so that you can hear me loud and clear while listening to this program. And of course, don't forget to bring bottled water beside you to dehydrated. So to start, please make sure to comment down your name, section, and your school, for this will serve as your attendance. Young scientists, are you now ready to learn, discover, and explore new things under the sun? Then so, welcome to World of Science. Our topic is from MELC 7. Infer the pattern in the changes in the appearance of the moon. Local myths and folklore about the moon and stars. And here are the objectives. First, evaluate the superstitious beliefs and practices associated with the different phases of the moon. Compare and contrast the traditional superstitious beliefs and modern science basis. Last time, we discussed about the 8 phases of the moon, wherein the 4 primary moon phases consist of new moon, first quarter moon, full moon, and third quarter moon. On the other hand, the 4 secondary phases that occupy the space between the primary moon phases are waxing crescent, waxing gibbous, waning gibbous, and waning crescent. Today, we're going to discuss about the moon-related beliefs and practices. But before we proceed to our lesson for today, let us take a recap on our previous lesson by answering this short activity. Allow me to read the directions for you. Read and analyze each question carefully and identify the letter of the best answer. Once again, read and analyze each question carefully and identify the letter of the best answer. Write your answer in your science notebook. For our viewers at home, you may type your answer in our chat box. Are you ready? Let's do this. Let us proceed to our first question. How much time is taken by the moon to complete one revolution around the Earth? Once again, how much time is taken by the moon to complete one revolution around the Earth? A. 25 days, B. 26 days, C. 27 days, or D. 28 days. You have 5 seconds to answer. Time's up. Alright, the correct answer is letter C, 27 days. For those who got the correct answer, good job, kids. Cairo M. Sulay and Crystal Gutaya got the correct answer. You are an amazing kid. Let us proceed to the next question. Phases of the moon occur because, again, phases of the moon occur because A. The thickness of the moon's atmosphere is constant. B. The distance between the Earth and the moon keeps changing. C. We can see only the part of the moon which is illuminated due to the sun's light. Or letter D. The shadow of the Earth covers only a part of the moon's surface. 5 seconds starts now. There you go. If your answer is letter C, you are correct. Based on our chat box, there are students from Cumellas Elementary School got the correct answer. Good job, kids. Now let us proceed to our question number 3. What occurs 15 days after the full moon day? Again, what occurs 15 days after the full moon day? A. Half moon, B. Crescent moon, C. New moon, or D. Half moon. Your 5 seconds starts now. Time's up. If your answer is letter C, new moon, you are correct. For those who got the correct answer, very good. Next, let's proceed to our question number 4. If new moon is day 1, then what is the day of the gibbous moon? Again, if new moon is day 1, then what is the day of the gibbous moon? A14, B3, C7, D10. Your 5 seconds starts now. Time's up. The correct answer is letter D, 10. For those who got the correct answer, congratulations and good job, kids. And let us proceed to our last question. The phases of the moon are caused by blank. Again, the phases of the moon are caused by blank. A. Rotation of the earth. B. The rotation of the moon. C. The revolution of the earth. Or D. The revolution of the moon. 5 seconds to answer. Time's up. The correct answer is letter B, the rotation of the moon. Did you get the correct answer, kids? That's awesome. Now, have you ever heard of superstitious beliefs about the moon? Superstitious beliefs are based on opinions, observations, and experiences but have no scientific explanation. Even in this modern age, some people still believe in superstitions. While some beliefs about the moon have no scientific basis, there are also beliefs that can be explained by science. Did you know that the moon is often associated with superstitious beliefs that influence our everyday lives? Why is this so? Superstitions are beliefs and traditions that are existed before our ancestors. It has been passed on from generation to generation till modern times today. The moon is considered to be one of the magnificent objects at the sky during night time. Since the ancient times, people are find relation to the moon's beauty and state for their surroundings unexplainable, such as fortune, death, birth, and other phenomena. People used to believe that the moon had a significant effect on their lives. The moon is used as a guide for them. It provides weather signals as well as information as to when to plant, harvest, and catch fishes. Some of these beliefs and traditions are still practiced by some people nowadays. Even now, the science has shown us that it's no more mysterious than anything else we can reach out and touch. Surveys indicate that people can shake superstition. Now, the following are some of the moon-related superstitious beliefs. Number 1, for centuries, people have wondered whether menstrual cycle was linked to the phases of the moon. But why did people start associating the moon with the periods? Menstrual cycles follow the same timeline, so it's natural to try to use the moon cycles to track menstruation or ovulation. However, this theory cannot be applied to everyone, and even the most regular cycle can vary occasionally. Attempts to tie the moon to female fertility or contraception haven't proven universally effective, although several cultures have some tradition that connects menstrual cycles and the moon. Studies suggest otherwise. Should menstrual cycles be synchronized with the moon? There is no scientific evidence that having a cycle that syncs with the moon is on any benefit. But folklore and alternative health advocates say that there are benefits to menstruating during the new moon and ovulating during the full moon. Next, superstitious beliefs, gardening and farming. Why do we garden by the moon? Gardening, according to the phases of the moon, is a practice that has been around for as long as humans has been growing their own food. But what is it exactly? Gardening by the moon, or more specifically, according to the phase of the moon, is an idea that has been around for as long as humans have been growing their own food. So how moon phases affects planet growth? Though the practice is old as agriculture itself, planting by the moon is a complex art. Here's a look at how moon phases are believed to affect plant growth. Over the course of 29.5-day lunar cycle, the moon goes through 4 basic phases: new, full, and 2 quarter phases, first and last. For half of the cycle, between the new and full phases, the moon is waxing. So meaning to say, it is growing in illumination. Then after the full moon, it begins to wane, decreasing in illumination. Next, superstitious belief. Does the moon really affect pet behavior? Many pet owners will tell you that the full moon affects their pet's behavior. Dogs, like their wolf ancestors, are known to howl at the moon when it's full. Cats, on the other hand, tend to hide. Birds become agitated and sometimes even disoriented. As a result, veterinary offices and pet hospitals can become congested with visits. However, none of these behaviors has ever been proven scientifically to be directly caused by the cycles of the moon. Possible causes of increased pet injuries during the full moon. Although science has not officially confirmed or debunked the full moon's effect on pet behavior, there are some theories as to why pet injuries might increase during this phase of the moon. The most common theory is that the pet owners spend more time outside with their pets during these times, when the moonlight is at its peak. However, despite the moon's light, it is still nighttime, and this alone will increase your pet's risk of injury if you choose to spend more time with her outside at night. Next, superstitious beliefs. It's obvious that the moon has an effect on fishing. It causes the tides. Even so, other factors like weather and water temperature have a way bigger impact. The fact of the matter is that every moon phase is going to produce some of the best and worst fishing of the month. The idea behind fishing by moon phases is that the bigger the tide, the more active the fish. The strongest tides happen twice a month. During new moon, when the sun and moon are both pulling in the same direction, and during the full moon, they're pulling on either side of the planet. Of course, this is by no means something that the entire angling community agrees on. As with all things fishing, there are a lot of people who will confidently give you the exact opposite advice. They'll insist that the first and last quarters are the best lunar phases of fishing. Other claims that you should only fish the full moon at night. The theory here is that the moon's light allows the fish to see better. This lets them feed well into the night, so they're less hungry the following day. By the same logic, you should only fish the new moon by day, as fish are unlikely to be out hunting in complete darkness. Periods and phases are two halves of a whole. Head out on a fishing trip during a major period and a full moon, and you may want to get your paperwork ready for the new moon state record. Superstitions are common phenomena in human society. Superstitious beliefs can have a positive and a negative impact on the social well-being of people in society because they are highly associated with financial risk-taking and gambling behaviors. Superstitions are basically beliefs of supernatural powers, and I think that they truly affect our thinking as we always have blind belief on such things, by which our behavior is strongly influenced. But at the end of the day, we should always bear in mind that we should respect each other's beliefs and traditions. At this juncture, let us identify if you truly understand our lesson for today. Let us answer this short activity. Allow me to read the directions. Read and analyze each question carefully and identify the letter of the best answer. Again, read and analyze each question carefully and identify the letter of the best answer. Write your answer in your science notebook. For our viewers at home, you may type your answer in our chat box. Are you ready? Let us proceed to our first question. Why do some people have superstitious beliefs about the moon? Some people blank. A. Are very fascinated about the moon. B. Had proven that moon does not affect their lives significantly. Or C. Believe that moon has directly influence on their lives which pass on from generation to generation. You have 5 seconds to answer. Time's up. If your answer is letter C, you are correct. Next question please. Many farmers believe that planting when the moon is in a specific phase may bring A. Good harvesting, B. Huge loss, C. Bankruptcy. You have 5 seconds to answer. Time's up. Upon checking our chat box, more students answer letter A. And that is correct. Good job, kids. Moving on to our next question. Which of the following is a myth? A. It is easier to catch fish during the full moon. B. Planting when the moon is in specific phases may bring good harvest. Or letter C. When the sun, moon, and earth is lined up and the moon is closer to earth, you can experience cold weather. You have 5 seconds to answer. Time's up. Alright, the correct answer is letter C. You are correct. Moving on to the next question. How do people nowadays think about some beliefs and practices associated with the moon? A. People believe that the moon has a big influence in their lives. B. Because of man's continuous search for evidence, what used to be a mere belief yesterday can have a scientific explanation today. Or C. These beliefs and practices were passed from generation to generation. 5 seconds starts now. Alright, if your answer is letter B, you are correct. More students from Kumilax Elementary School got the correct answer. Good job, kids. And for our last question, which of the following statement has something to do with the belief and practices associated with the moon and planting? A. The moon also gives people a sign about the weather. B. During the full moon, it causes a bulge in the ocean. Or C. Many farmers believe that planting when the moon in a specific phase may bring good harvest. We have 5 seconds again to answer. Time's up. Alright, if your answer is letter C, you are amazing. Did you get an impressive score? For those who do not, don't worry, because we still have another activity to accomplish. Again, allow me to read the direction for you. write science or type science if the statement is true, and beliefs if the statement is superstitious. Right? First statement, if you cut your hair between the new moon and full moons, it will grow healthier and faster. You have 5 seconds to answer. Time's up. The correct answer is belief. Moving on to our next statement. The moon does not produce its own light. You have 5 seconds to answer. Time's up. The correct answer is science. Let us proceed to our next statement. Solar eclipse can be dangerous to pregnant women. You have 5 seconds to answer. The correct answer is belief. Did you get an impressive score? That's great. I hope you learned a lot today. And for assignment, explain how the phases of the moon affects the practices on planting, weather prediction, and fishing. Let me read again for you. Explain how the phases of the moon affects the practices on planting, weather prediction, and fishing. Perform the activity carefully with the supervision of your parent or guardian. Write your answer to the guide questions in your science notebook. Time flies so fast. Another meaningful and learning experience is about to end. If you have queries about our lesson for today, just text me at my number 0950-254-3468. Again, 0950-254-3468. This is Project Shine, Aral TarlakHenyo, brought to you by the Department of Education, Division of Tarlac Province in cooperation with DCTC 828 AM Station and RTV Tarlac Channel 26. I would like to end up by saying, the beauty of a living thing is not the atoms that go into it, but the way those atoms are put together, by Carl Sagan. Thank you and God bless. This is your science anchor, Teacher Randolph. Until next time.
Radyo Pilipino. Impormasyong may kalidad. Serbisyong may halaga. Saan mang bahagi ng Pilipinas. On air. Saan mang bahagi ng mundo. Online. Ano mang uri ng pamumuhay. Kasama. Katuwang. Kapinoy. Kabahagi mo. Radyo Pilipino. Radyo Pilipino.
Tuberculosis. Gaano katagal ang gamutan ng TB? Ang tuberculosis treatment ay umaabot ng 6 hanggang 8 buwan na pag-inom ng gamot. Kapag naman ito ay naantala, maaaring umabot ng 2 taon ang gamutan. Tandaan, ang TB ay hindi namamana, hindi nakukuha sa pagpapagod, pagpupuyat o pagkatuyo ng pawis sa likod. Hindi na ipapasa sa paghawak ng gamit ng taong may TB. Hindi nakukuha sa kagat ng lamok. Kaya kung may suspetsa, agad kumonsulta. Libre ito. Maging bahagi ng TB-Free Pinas. Konsultayo sa ating mga primary care provider para sa Healthy Pilipinas. Paalala mula sa Department of Health.
Alam niyo ba na ang Great Barrier Reef ay ang pinakamalaking living structure on Earth? Matatagpuan ito sa baybayin ng Queensland sa Australia. Ito ay pinamamahayan ng 3,000 coral reefs at 900 coral islands na matatagpuan sa ilalim ng Coral Sea. May haba itong higit sa 2,000 kilometers at makikita lamang sa outer space. Ngunit, dahil sa fragile coral colony nito, unti-unti na itong nasisira sa paglipas ng panahon at dulot na rin ng climate change, polusyon at man-made disasters. Alam nyo na, yan ang Great Barrier Reef.
Ang ASEA New Zealand Afforestation Project o ANZAP ay sumusunod at umaayon sa isa sa 5 haligi ng Provincial Government of Tarlac, kalikasan muna. Although Tarlac is landlocked, the province is teeming with natural resources and beauty, and we TarlakHenyos are the stewards of this bounty.
How are you today?
Hello, everyone.
Hello, learners of Tarlac.
Good morning, Mas Talino Grade 4 learners!
Welcome to Aral TarlakHenyo
here on RTV Tarlac Channel 26.
Simulcast over DCTC
Radio Filipino Tarlac.
I'm Sir Glenn, your teacher broadcaster.
Broadcasting live here at Paniki Tarlac.
Remotely here in Concepcion, Tarlac.
Live here at Barangay Pedro Elquines, Mayantok, Tarlac.
Broadcasting live from Ramos National High School.
Your anchor teacher today for grade 9 mathematics.
Your partner in education this time of pandemic.
Multiply 1089 by 9. You will get an answer, the exact reverse, which is 9,801. My name is JRP Duldulao, your teacher broadcaster on Aral TarlakHenyo. For more math trivia and answers to your math questions, catch Aral TarlakHenyo every Monday to Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Learning math is so much fun!
Good morning, everyone, and hello, grade 5 learners. Welcome to Aral TarlakHenyo here on RTV Tarlac, Channel 26, and Channel 100 via Converge Cable TV. This is simulcast over DZTC 828 Radio Filipino Tarlac. I am Teacher Mercy Pacheco Bognot, your teacher broadcaster for Mathematics Grade 5, broadcasting live here in Herona, Tarlac. Today is Wednesday, June 22, 2022. Dear learners, please join me for the next 25 minutes of our exciting and fun learning discussion today. To start our lesson, make sure that you are in a safe and comfortable place so that you can listen properly and attentively. Also, prepare your pen and paper for note-taking. Get ready so we can start. You have 10 seconds to prepare and check your materials. Alright, now that you're ready for our lesson, let's start. We are now on quarter 4, week 7. And for this day, our lesson is about drawing inferences based on data presented in a line graph. As we go along with our discussion, learners, you are expected to recall the concepts learned in your previous lesson about line graphs. And at the end of our lesson, you are expected to draw inferences based on data presented in a line graph. So last Monday, you have learned to solve routine and non-routine problems using data presented in a line graph with Sir Daryl Carlo de Mayo. Do you still remember it? Good. Now let's have a review activity. To our learners who are watching via RTV Tarlac Channel 26, Facebook live streaming, simply type in your answers in the comment box. And if you are watching via television or listening over the radio, you may write your answers on your paper. Okay? You have 5 seconds to answer for each item. Alright. Are you ready? Great! Let's start with number 1. So look at this line graph. For those who are listening over the radio, listen carefully as I describe and tell you some parts and data presented in this graph. You can also illustrate or draw if you want for visualizing and better understanding about the graph. So this graph has a vertical line called the y-axis. The data labeled in this vertical line or y-axis are the electric consumption in kilowatt hours. Starting from 0, then 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and up to 100 kilowatt hours. I hope you can follow. On the other hand, this graph has also a horizontal line called the x-axis, in which it is labeled with the first 6 months of the year, starting from January, February, March, April, May, and June. Next, this graph used line segments to connect points that correspond to variables in x and y axes. Alright, to our televiewers and FB Live viewers, these points that I am referring to are the red dots in the graph. Can you see it? Very good. With all these descriptions and clues for our activity, I believe you are now ready to answer, so let's have question number 1. What kind of graph is this? Again, what kind of graph is this? A. Bar graph, or B. Line graph? You have 5 seconds to answer. Alright. If your answer is letter B, line graph, then you are correct. It is a line graph since this graph uses line segments to connect points that correspond to variables in x and y axes. Very good, grade 5 learners. Unlike bar graph that presents data using rectangular bars with different heights or lengths. Are we clear on that? Great. Now let's have question number 2. What is the line graph all about? Is it A, the first 6 months of the year, or B, the electric consumption for 6 months? Again, you have 5 seconds to answer. Alright, time is up. The answer is letter B, correct. The line segment is about the electric consumption for 6 months. Alright, did you get 2 consecutive correct answers? If yes, very good. But if not, don't you worry, you still have the chance to answer. So let's have number 3. What data can be seen in y-axis? A. The electric consumption in kilowatt hours, or B. The first 6 months of the year. Your 5 seconds start now. Time is up. The correct answer is letter A. The electric consumption in kilowatt hours. And these data are in y-axis as I mentioned a while back. Okay, now let's have number 4. What data can be seen in x-axis? A. The electric consumption in kilowatt hours, or B. The first 6 months of the year. You have 5 seconds. Time is up. If you answered letter B, then you are correct. The data in x-axis are the first 6 months of the year. You are doing well, grade 5 learners. Now, dear learners who are watching in Facebook live streaming, let's help our listeners over the radio to visualize the data presented in the line graph. How? By enumerating the electric consumption every month. Alright. Let's enumerate the electric consumption in the first 6 months, starting from the month of January. Televiewers and Facebook Live viewers, how much electricity is consumed? Yes, we have 75 kilowatt hours. What about for the month of February? Yes, we have 50 kilowatt hours. Very good. Next is the month of March. We have 60 kilowatt hours. What about for the month of April? Alright, 85 kilowatt hours. Very good. For the month of May, we have, yes, 90 kilowatt hours. And for the 6th month, which is June, the electricity consumed is 85 kilowatt hour. Great job, grade 5 learners. I hope that we were able to guide our learners over the radio. Now let's check how good you are in simple computation. Let's answer this question. How much is the total electric consumption for 6 months? Again, how much is the total electric consumption for 6 months? You have 15 seconds to solve for your answers. You can do it, okay? Your 15 seconds start now. Time is up. The total electric consumption for 6 months is 445 kilowatt hours. Do we have the same answers? Great, you are awesome. How do you arrive with this answer? Yes, we simply add or sum up the electric consumptions in 6 months. And the operation used is addition. Therefore, the electric consumption for 6 months is, again, 445 kilowatt hours. Great job, grade 5 learners. You were able to recall the concepts in your previous lessons discussed by your Aral TarlakHenyo teacher broadcasters. Moving on to our lesson for today. We will be drawing inferences based on data presented in our line graph. Now, what is an inference? According to the Oxford Dictionary, inference is a conclusion reached on the basis of evidence and reasoning. In other words, class, inference is a conclusion that is formed because of known facts or evidence. So when we say drawing inferences, it is the process of drawing conclusions based on the evidence and reasoning. So learners, take note of the phrase drawing conclusion based on the evidence and reasoning. It means that in making our inferences, it should be factual and evidence-based. Don't forget about that, okay? So that is why in this lesson, class, our inferences should be based on data that is presented in the line graph. To draw inferences, class, it is important to first observe the parts of the graph. Next, understand the relationship being illustrated on the graph. Third, make predictions based on the described situations presented by the data. Now let's have the line graph that we have in our drill a while back. Here it is. Again, this is the line graph showing the electric consumption for 6 months. Now let's observe the parts of the graph. Dear listeners, were you able to make an illustration or drawing of this line graph? If yes, you should see in your illustration that the data in y-axis is about the electric consumption in kilowatt hours, and in x-axis are the months January to June. I hope that you were also able to plot the values of the monthly consumption starting from January to June. So again, on January we have 75 kilowatt hours. It went down to 50 kilowatt hours in February. Therefore, the electric consumption is reduced by 25 kilowatt hours. Correct? All right. It went up during the month of March with 60 kilowatt hours. Then during April with 85 kilowatt hours. And in May, class, the electric consumption went up to 90 kilowatt hours. So far, it is the highest electric consumption. Because in the 6th month, which is June, the electric consumption is 85 kilowatt hours, which is, yes, 5 kilowatt hours lesser than what is consumed in May. So from the data given and presented, what possible inference can you give why the electric consumption in January is decreased by 25 kilowatt hours in the month of February? So look at the legend in the line graph to have an idea about what possible reasons or factors affect the electric consumptions during the months of January and February. I will give you 10 seconds to formulate or make your own inference or conclusion. Okay? Your 10 seconds start now. Okay. If you say that not using the air conditioner during the month of February made the electric consumption lesser than in January, then you are correct. It is during these months that we have low temperatures. That is why it's okay for most of us not to use electric fans or air conditioning unit. That can reduce the electric consumption. Moreover, we can state our inference as not using air conditioner may result to low electric consumption. Take note, our inference is based on the data presented in the line graph, right? Good. Next. What about the electric consumption for the months of March, April, and May? Look at the line graph again. Let's say that during these months, we use our air conditioning unit. So looking at the electric consumptions for the months of March, April, and May, what inference can you make or draw? And why do you think the consumption went high and higher? Again, you have 10 seconds to make your conclusion. Alright. If you concluded that continuous use of air conditioning unit can contribute to high electric consumption, you are definitely correct. We have the same inference. And again, it is based on the data that we have in our line graph. Good job, grade 5. And in addition to this, the months March to May are considered the hottest 3 months here in our country and is locally known as summer. That is why higher electricity consumption is expected. Just like the example that we have in the line graph. Again, great job for you, grade 5. I know that you are giving your best to understand and excel in our lesson. At this point, I want you to remind everyone about the importance of conserving electricity, and this was presented to you last Monday by Sir Di Mayo. It says we must conserve electricity in order to preserve the future generation, to reduce the impact of pollution, and to conserve our resources. Those were just some of the benefits that we can get from serving and conserving our energy or electricity. So just like the money your parents or family members used to pay for the electric bill, right? Okay, good. So grade 5 learners, before we proceed to our activity, let's have a generalization about our lesson. So remember, class, that in drawing or formulating inferences, it is important to first observe the parts of the graph. Next, understand the relationship being illustrated on the graph. Next, make predictions based on the described situation presented by the data on the graph. And there you have it, dear learners. At this point, let's check your understanding about the lesson by answering our activity. Are you ready? So let's read. Marga is a consistent top performer in their math class. Among the subjects, math is her favorite. These are the grades of Marga for this year. So look at the graph and examine it. Because later on, class, I will give several questions related to this graph. Take note of the data in Y and X axis, as well as the legend that plays an important role in drawing inferences later on. So the blue boxes below quarter 1, 2, and 4 in x-axis refer to the quarters that Marga had limited time in playing online games, while the red box below the third quarter refers to the quarter that Marga spent unlimited time playing online games. Now, by looking at the graph, answer the following questions. Number 1. In what quarter did Marga get the lowest grade? Again, in what quarter did Marga get the lowest grade? You have 5 seconds to type in your answer. Alright, time is up. The answer is third quarter or quarter 3. Did you get the correct answer? Very good. Now let's have question number 2. In what quarter did Marga get the highest grade? Again, in what quarter did Marga get the highest grade? Another 5 seconds for you. Alright. The correct answer is during quarter 4. So do we have the same answer? Very good. You did a great job, grade 5 learners. Now it's time for you to draw or formulate your own conclusion or inference about the factors that affects Marga's grade. Let's have the last question. So number 3, what do you think or why do you think Marga got low grades in third quarter? Again, why do you think Marga got low grades in third quarter? You have 15 seconds to formulate your own inference. Alright, time is up. So what is your conclusion? So the possible inference that you may draw based on the data presented in the line graph is Marga got low grades on third quarter because of the unlimited time she spent playing online games. If your inference is similar to this, then good job, grade 5 learners. It means that you have learned how to draw inferences based on data presented in our line graph. So just a piece of advice, grade 5 learners, it's okay to play and relax, but make sure to be mindful of your time, obligation, and health, okay? So there you have it. Congratulations, grade 5 learners. I admire you for being good listeners. I hope you learned a lot today. Once again, I am teacher Mercy Pacheco Bognot, and it's been an honor for me to be one of the teacher broadcasters of this Project Shine Aral TarlakHenyo of the Department of Education, SDO Tarlac Province, in cooperation with RTV and DZTC Tarlac. Thank you everyone, stay safe, and God bless.
Travel to Herona and see how big North Shine has grown.
sa bayan ho namin, nakilala ho kami dahil sa North Shine. Nakita man yun, dati ho, parol capital ho kami dati ng Tarlac.
Alam niyo ba na ang jeep ay ang pinakasikat na uri ng transportasyon sa Pilipinas? May nagsasabi na ang pangalang jeep ay hango sa salitang jeepy na ang ibig sabihin ay general purpose or government purpose na naglalarawan ng military jeep na ginamit noong World War II. Pagkatapos ng digmaan, iniwan na ng mga sundalong Amerikano ang libu-libong jeep sa kalsada ng Maynila. Ang matibay at makulay na jeepney nga raw ay truly mestizo dahil sa half local at half foreign na katangian nito. Alam nyo na, yan ang jeepney.
Kumusta mga giliw kong tagapakinig?
Nagbabalik ang inyong paaralang panghimpapawid
Aral TarlakHenyo
Sa RTV Tarlac, Channel 26,
at sa bayang naririnig sa DZTC 828
Radyo Pilipino Tarlac.
Tayo rin ay napapanood sa FB Live ng RTV Tarlac Channel 26.
Sumasahimpapawid mula sa bayan ng Pura Tarlac,
mula sa bayan ng San Clemente.
mula rito sa Purok Elementary School, Pura Tarlac.
sa bayan ng Kapas Tarlac.
Ako, ang inyong guro,
na maghahatid sa inyo ng makabuluhang pagtalakay sa ating aralin.
Ang Tagalog ay ang wika ng mga taga-Quezon, Batangas, Bulacan at ng iba pang katutubong nagsasalita nito. Ang Filipino ay ang pambansang wika batay sa tinadhana ng 1987 Constitution. Tara na at matuto ng salitang Filipino. Manood at makinig ng Aral TarlakHenyo sa RTV Tarlac, Channel 26 at sa bayang naririnig sa Radyo Pilipino, DZTZ 828 at napapanood din live sa FB page at YouTube channel ng RTV Tarlac, Channel 26. Manood at matuto ng ating mga aralin sa Pilipino. Dito lang yan sa Aral TarlakHenyo. Ako si Ma'am Crystal May Aquino, ang inyong teacher broadcaster sa Pilipino.
Magandang araw mga bata! Kumusta na kayo? Lalong-lalo na sa mga mag-aaral ng ikalimang baitang na nanonood at nakikinig sa araw na ito. Sumasa inyo ang Aral TarlakHenyo mula sa RTV Tarlac, Channel 26 at sa bayang naririnig sa DZTC 828 Radyo Pilipino Tarlac. Ako po si Jalyn B. Dalida, ang inyong teacher broadcaster para sa asignaturang Filipino, ikalimang baitang. Mga bata, handa na ba kayo sa ating bagong aralin? Pero bago iyon, kailangang ihanda muna natin ang ating mga learners module, activity sheet, ang inyong papel, at pansulat. Handa na ba ang mga ito? Mabuti naman kung ganon. Siguraduhin din na nasa komportableng lugar kayo at maayos na naririnig ang ating broadcast. Kumusta na kayo? Kumain na ba kayo? Mabuti kung ganon. nang maging alerto at makapagbahagi sa ating talakayan. Alam kong handa na ang inyong mga isip upang mas lalong maunawaan ang ating aralin ngayong araw. Ang ating aralin sa araw na ito ay tungkol sa paksang pagpapahayag ng sariling opinyon o reaksyon sa isang napakinggang balita, issue, o usapan. Bago tayo magpatuloy, muli, inaanyayahan ko ang lahat na umupo ng maayos o kung saan kayo mas komportable. O, ang ilan sa inyo ay hindi pa kumikilos. Kilos na! At makiisa sa ating talakayan. Meron akong ikukwento sa inyo. Ang nais ko ay makinig kayong mabuti. Kunin ang inyong papel at panulat at ilista ang mga mahalagang detalye. Handa na ba kayo? Ang pamagat ng ating kwento ay Ang Magkaibigan. Isang araw, nagkita ang magkaibigang sina Bembem at Jekjek. Sa kanilang pagkukwentuhan ay napagkasunduan nilang sumali sa isang pabilisan ng pagtakbo. Kaya, masayang naglakad ang magkaibigan habang pinag-uusapan nila ang kanilang naisipang pagsali rito. Pumunta sila kung saan idaraos ang karera upang magpalista. Pagkatapos ay dali-dali silang nagpunta sa linya kung saan magsisimula ang karera. Nang marinig nila ang hudyat, ay mabilis na tumakbo ang dalawa. Pabilis ng pabilis ang kanilang takbo hanggang makalahati nila ang daan na kanilang tatakbuhan. Nangunguna sa karera sina Bembem at Jekjek. Halos abot kamay na nila ang finish line. Ngunit, sa di sinasadyang pangyayari, ay nadapa si Bembem. Nakita ito ni Jekjek na nadapa si Bembem. Nagdalawang isip siya kung tutulungan niya si Bembem. Halos malapit na sila sa finish line. Alam niyo ba ang ginawa ni Jekjek? Tumigil siya sa pagtakbo at pinuntahan niya si Bembem at tinulungan niya ito. Nang makatayo na si Bembem, sabay silang tumakbo at tinapos ang karera. Mga bata, nagustuhan niyo ba ang ating kwento? Mabuti naman kung ganun. Meron akong inihandang katanungan sa inyo. Sasagutan. Para sa inyong mga kasagutan, ay maaari kayong mag-text sa aking number na 0943-431-7515. At pwede rin kayong mag-message sa ating FB Live. Laging tandaan na kayo ay naririnig sa DZTC 828 Radyo Filipino Tarlac at napapanood sa RTV Tarlac Channel 26. Kaya, ihanda na ang cellphone at mag-text na. Unang tanong, sino ang matalik na magkaibigan sa kwento? may nabasa akong text mula kay Daniela Viel Jacobe. Ang sagot niya ay, ang dalawang magkaibigan ko sa kwento ay sina Bembem at Jek-Jek. Tama! Ikalawang tanong. Ano ang paligsahan na sinalihan nila? O ayan, may nag-comment na sa ating chat box. Mula kay Stephanie Joy Sanchez. Ang sagot niya ay, ang paligsahan po na sinalihan nila ay pabilisan ng pagtakbo. Magaling! Tatlong tanong. Ano ang ginawa ni Jek-Jek kay Bembem sa karera ng takbuhan? Kung ang inyong sagot ay, nang madapa po si Bembem, tinulungan siya ni Jek-Jek na tumayo at sabay nilang tinapos ang karera. Tama! Tumpak ang iyong sagot. Kaapat na tanong. Kung ikaw ang nasa sitwasyon ni Jek-Jek, ano ang gagawin mo? Tama ang iyong sagot kung tutulungan nyo si Bembem gayang ginawa ni Jek-Jek kasi kaibigan nyo siya. Magaling! Ikalibang tanong. Sa inyong palagay, tama ba ang ginawa ni Jek-Jek na tulungan si Bembem? Bakit? Ang sagot ni Angel Samuel Fernandez sa kanyang text ay, opo, tama po ang ginawa ni Jek-Jek sapagkat mas mahalaga po ang kaibigan kaysa sa premyo. Sapagkat napaka-importante po ng kaibigan dahil lagi po silang nandyan. Magaling! Alam ba ninyo, mga gili-gili kong mag-aaral? Ang inyong mga kasagutan ay may kinalaman sa ating talakayan ngayon. Ang pagpapahayag ng sariling opinyon o reaksyon sa isang napakinggang balita, issue, o usapan. Ang opinyon na tinatawag ding kuro-kuro ay ang iyong sariling pananaw tungkol sa mga bagay-bagay o pangyayari. Kagaya ng ginawa ninyo kanina sa pagsagot sa aking mga katanungan, kayo ay nagbigay ng inyong mga opinyon o kuro-kuro. Pagtukoy ng mga pangyayaring nasaksihan o naobserbahan at pagbabahagi ng sariling opinyon o reaksyon. Ang pagtukoy ng mga pangyayaring nasaksihan o naobserbahan ay isang mahalagang kasanayan na dapat mong matutuhan. Sa pamamagitan nito, mahihikayat ka na maging mapanuri sa iyong paligid at unawain ang mga sitwasyong nagaganap. Tulad halimbawa ng COVID-19, kailangan natin unawain at itindihin ang mga pag-iingat na ipinatutupad ng ating gobyerno. Kung bakit bawal lumabas ang mga bata na may edad 14 pababa. Ikalawa, magkakaroon ka ng kamalayan sa mga tunay na pangyayaring nagaganap sa lipunan na iyong kinabibilangan. Kailangan nating magkaroon ng kamalayan sa mga pangyayaring nagaganap sa ating lipunan para tayo ay makapaghanda anuman ang dumating na pagsubok. Ikatlo, mahihikayat kang magbigay ng iyong sariling opinyon o reaksyon kaugnay sa mga natutuklasan mong issue. Gaya ng bakuna na pinag-aaralan at hinahanapan ng solusyon ng ating gobyerno para protektahan ang bawat mamamayan. Kaya naman, patuloy silang naghahanap ng mas mabisang bakuna para suguin itong sakit na COVID-19. Tandaan, magkaugnay ang kasanayan na pagbabahagi ng nasaksihan o naobserbahan at pagbibigay reaksyon o opinyon. Laging tandaan na hindi masama ang magbahagi ng opinyon o reaksyon sa nasaksihan o naobserbahan. Laging tandaan na maging magalang sa pagbabahagi at pakikipag-usap sa anumang oras. Para malaman ko kung lubusan ninyong naunawaan ang ating talakayan, mayroon akong ipapagawa sa inyo. Narito ang panuto. Pag-aralang mabuti ang sumusunod. Magbigay ng inyong sariling opinyon o reaksyon sa sitwasyon o pangyayari sa bawat larawan. Unang larawan. May nabasa ako dito, galing kay Maria Teresa Mejia. Ang sabi niya, nagpapakita po ito ng dalawang batang nagdarasal. Ito po ay nagpapahiwatig na huwag po nating kalimutang magdasal, lalo na ngayong panahon ng pandemya. At sa pagdarasal, lahat po ng pagsubok ay ating malalampasan. Tama ang iyong sagot. Ano naman ang opinyon mo o reaksyon sa susunod na larawan? O ayan, may sagot na tayo. Mula kay Kisilin Kalayag. Ang sabi niya, ito po ay nagpapakita ng taong nagdi-disinfect ng mga silid-aralan para sa kaligtasan ng mga magulang, mag-aaral at guro. Magaling! Tama ang iyong sagot. Ang susunod na larawan naman, ano ang reaksyon o opinyon nyo sa larawang ito? May nabasa ako dito mula kay Elvin Suba. Ang sabi niya, ito po ay nagpapakita ng isang batang nag-aaral ng mabuti sa bahay. Sinasagutan po niya ng mabuti ang module sa abot ng kanyang makakaya. Ang galing naman! Ang gagaling naman ng mga mag-aaral na nakatutok sa atin ngayon. Palakpakan naman ninyo ang inyong sarili. Yay! Ayos pa ba kayo? Alam kong sabik na sabik pa kayong makinig sa akin. Para sa ikalawang gawain, isulat ang inyong opinyon o reaksyon sa larawang inyong nakita. Kung kayo ang tatanungin ko, Papayag ba kayong magpabakuna sa kabila ng mga negatibong balita? Type ang inyong sagot sa ating chat box. Magbabasa ako ng comment mula sa ating FB Live at sa mga nagte-text ngayon. Basahin natin ang inyong mga sagot. Ayon kay Stephanie Joy Sanchez, pumapayag po akong magpabakuna upang makaiwas sa COVID-19. Mula naman kay Dino Estrado, ito ang kanyang opinyon. Opo, pumayag po ako na magpabakuna para daw po iyon sa aking proteksyon laban sa COVID-19. Ito naman ang opinyon o reaksyon ni Alex. Hindi pa po ako magpapabakuna dahil ayaw pa po ng nanay at tatay ko. Ayan! Mukhang lubusang naintindihan na ninyo ang ating talakayan ngayong araw. Tandaan mga bata, walang masama sa pagbibigay ng opinyon o reaksyon. Basta, lagi lamang maging magalang sa pagbibigay ng mga ito. Isang leksyon na naman ang ating natapos. Upang mas maunawaan ninyo ang ating aralin ukol sa paggamit ng pangkahalatang sanggunian sa pagtatala ng mahalagang impormasyon tungkol sa isang issue, buksan ang inyong module sa pahina bilang 1 hanggang 3. Nakalakip din dyan ang isang sanayang gawain sa pahina 3 hanggang 7. Maaari ninyo itong sagutan at gawin upang mas mahasa ang inyong galing. Para naman sa inyong karagdagang katanungan, maaari ninyong ipadala ang inyong mensahe sa aking Facebook account o kaya ay magpadala ng text messages sa inyong mga guro. Tiyak naman na sasagutin nila kayo dahil mas matututukan kayo ng inyong guro sa Filipino. Siguraduhin tumutok sa ating paaralang panghimpapawid. Tuwing Martes at Biyernes, ganap na 12 ng hapon. Hanggang sa muli, ako si Jalyn B. Dalida, ang iyong guro sa Filipino, ikalimang baitang. Laging tandaan, mag-aral ng mabuti. Ito ang susi natin tungo sa isang masaganang bukas. Laging tandaan ang #abakada. Ako, Bibo, kasi dapat. Paalam!